Hello everyone, my name is Merlin Rothfeld. Welcome to Monday Morning Must Knows. We've got several things to pay attention to for the upcoming trading week, particularly because of what happened at the tail end of last week. Remember, Thursday we had those CPI numbers come out and looked great. Lower inflation, negative, meaning deflationary pressure on our market. That was great. And then all of a sudden on Friday with the producer price index numbers coming out a bit hotter than expected. So what are we supposed to believe with regards to inflation? And then, bam, we got smacked with earnings. JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Citibank, all reporting good earnings, beating estimates. And you're thinking, yeah, markets are going to surge. Well, Wells Fargo, Citibank, and Bank of America both took a drubbing, or all took a drubbing on Friday's session. And while I don't know which way these markets are going to go, I can tell you we have a lot more earnings announcements happening this week, so let's take a peek at that calendar. 234 companies reporting this week, and every day's got something. Monday brings you Goldman Sachs and BlackRock to continue on with the financial deluge. Tuesday brings you Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, Charles Schwab, PNC Financial, State Street, JB Hunt Transportation, and United Health Group. That's right, I sound like the guy from the Micro Machines commercial right now with all of these symbols I'm reading. Wednesday, US Bancorp, Synchrony Financial, Discovery Financial Services, Johnson & Johnson, Kinder Morgan, Alcoa, and United Airlines. Remember last week United Airlines and several other airlines took a beating off of earnings announcements. We'll see how United does and continues or rebounds airline stocks on Wednesday. Thursday brings you Netflix, American Airlines, so another airline company, Intuitive Surgical, Abbott Labs, Nokia, Novartis, and Taiwan Semiconductor. And finally, on Friday, Schlumberger, American Express, Halliburton, and Travelers Insurance. Now, of course, we don't know which way these markets are going to go. Off of this, we can tell you there's going to be a lot of volatility, particularly with those names. And remember, one of the greatest contributors to inflationary pressure over the last year has been, drum roll please, that's insurance companies, leaps and bounds above others with regards to what's causing inflationary pressure. And that, I believe, was on the auto insurance side. It's either 11 or 19% gain year over year. So we'll see if that impacts Travelers' bottom line. All right, now let's move on to other pieces. We've got Jerome Powell speaking again. You may recall last week he spoke, and it did create some volatility in the market. We're going to have that same impact this week on Monday at noon, 12 noon. He will be speaking at the Economic Club of Washington, D.C. Now, do we know what he's going to say? Do we know which way it's going to go? No, we do not. But what we do know is 1 hour before that market closes, you're going to see, not 1 hour before the market closes, this is midday, noon Eastern time. So right in the middle of the lunch doldrums, you will see Jerome Powell speaking. And maybe you want to watch that one if it's being televised or streamed on social media. What it will do is create waves. Because remember, this is the first time he's speaking after he has the updated CPI and PPI numbers. So that might change his talk track with regards to inflation, although we didn't get any real clear direction from CPI or PPI. Again, that's 12 noon Eastern time on Monday. Moving on to our next bit of information, we're going to talk about retail sales. Oh yes, consumption drives the economy, right? Well, as you can see on the hard red edge of this chart, we are right now at 0.1. That's the previous number that we had. And on Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, we're going to get the new number. Of course, what we want to see is something above that zero line, because that means that retail sales numbers are increasing. That means consumption is doing better, and that drives the economy higher. So let's move on and see where we're expected to come out. Oh no, say it isn't so. Negative 0.2 is the expectation. So most analysts and economists feeling that we're going to see a contraction in retail sales, which is not a good thing for the economy overall. And finally, we do have a rate statement, but it's not for the United States. This will be for the European Union. As you can see here, we have the European Central Bank looking at keeping rates right where they're at 4.25%. The talk track right now for most of the world is, hey, we're going to have cuts. Well, the European Central Bank is staying right where they're at, expected to stay right where they're at least, on Thursday at 8:15 a.m. Eastern Time. So this is not the big story. What will be more exciting and is fun to watch is the press conference, which happens 30 minutes after that rate announcement. At that time, the chairman of the central bank will be fielding questions, just like Jerome Powell does here in the United States. And that is the opportunity to get more of a genuine read of what the central bank over in Europe is thinking. And that could cause a lot more volatility, particularly for any of you who are trading the euro or European stocks. So this upcoming trading week does bring us a lot of action. Remember, we've got some significant earnings plays and maybe one of those magnificent 7-ish, maybe the magnificent 8, with Netflix reporting on Thursday. We have central bank announcements and much, much more. So it should be a very exciting week. That, my friends, is your Monday Morning Must Knows. We'll see you next week.